A deadly day in Albuquerque. A shooter goes on a rampage at a business, killing 3, including himself, and injuring 4 others. Good evening. News 13 has confirmed through sources the shooter is 37-year-old Robert Reza.
Police say this morning's shooting rampage ended when the gunman killed himself. This mugshot is from 2003 when Reza was arrested for DWI. There it is right there. Here's where the shooting spree unfolded this morning at MCOR on Eubank, just outside Kirtland Air Force Base. Police say the shooter used to work there and that he was after his girlfriend, who still did work there. We begin our coverage with News 13's Jeff Todd, who's live near where all this happened. Jeff?
Yeah, Dick, just a few minutes ago, we talked to representatives from MCOR, and they said they send their condolences to the victim's family, and they are also going to shut down the business for 3 days. Now, all this started around 9:30 this morning when a 911 call came out, and officers responded within 1 minute. Police say Reza shot 6 people, killing 2 of them before turning the gun on himself. And they're calling this a domestic violence and workplace shooting. Reza used to work for MCOR, and his girlfriend still works for the company, which makes solar power accessories and fiber optic cables. Police confirmed Reza did shoot his girlfriend, but they haven't said if she's one of the survivors. Police haven't said what kind of gun was used, but they described inside the office building as a truly gruesome scene.
And one of the first officers that the chief and I saw come out was just covered in blood.
It appears that the gunman, obviously after shooting his girlfriend, we believe he was looking for somebody else to do violence against. And that's one of the things that hopefully we'll be able to figure out here in the next couple hours.
Police Chief Ray Schultz didn't elaborate on who that other target may have been. Now, Reza and his live-in girlfriend did have 2 kids together. Those kids are all right. Ray Schultz also said that there was a previous domestic violence case between Reza and his girlfriend, but that did not happen in this city. Dick, back to you.
All right, Jeff. Police plan an updated briefing with what more they've learned at 7 tonight. The 5 wounded people were rushed to the UNMH Trauma Center. Ambulances took 3, fire rescue trucks took the other 2. 1 woman died in surgery. Another person was also rushed into OR. That person is doing all right now, and the hospital expects all 4 of the remaining survivors to live. The emergency room is still locked down.
We train, we drill, and we practice to be able to deal with situations like this. So when we first got the word, without knowing what the scope of it would be, we went ahead and activated our emergency operations center.
Other patients are still being admitted to UNM, but there is extra security. The hospital is asking friends of the wounded victims to stay away while medical teams and police do their jobs.
More than 200 MCOR employees were bused to a nearby community center to be interviewed by investigators, as well as get medical attention and counseling if needed. News 13's Kayla McCarthy is live with the story.
And Jessica, police outside the community center told me that many of the employees taken to Manzano Mesa have left quietly after this horrific ordeal.
We have 226 people that are being processed through the community center where they are being interviewed by APD detectives. They're being triaged by our paramedics for medical conditions and any traumatic type injuries.
At around 1 this afternoon, city buses started bringing employees to Manzano Mesa, which was closed to accommodate them. Grief counselors were on hand, and those employees were fed. Phones were available for workers to call their families because they were not allowed to carry cell phones into their secured work areas at MCOR. Worried family members were driving by the community center or waiting outside throughout the day for word about their loved ones. One woman I talked to told me that MCOR has very tight security and employees need badges to get inside. Police are still investigating how the gunman got inside. Back to you.
Okay, Caitlin. Other buildings near MCOR were also evacuated, including a daycare. Albuquerque's had several mass murder cases in recent years. Among them, in August 2005, mental patient John Hyde killed 5 people, including 2 police officers who'd gone to his home near Presbyterian to check on him. What the officers didn't know at the time, Hyde had already murdered a DOT worker and 2 motorcycle shop employees earlier in the day on the opposite sides of the city. Hyde was found incompetent to stand trial, but a judge sentenced him to 179 years in the state mental hospital. In 1996, 2 robbers murdered 3 workers in a Hollywood video store at San Mateo and Zuni. The robbers also abducted and killed the grandparents of one of the workers when they showed up at the store. The 2 killers are serving life. Albuquerque's worst workplace shooting in recent years was back in January of 2003. Carl Knapp went to a window business near Washington and I-40 where his ex-girlfriend worked, killed her and 2 men who tried to help her. Knapp shot himself but survived and is doing life in prison.
There is still much more to tell about the MCOR shootings today. We are working to get it all, including that 7 o'clock briefing tonight. Stay tuned to KRQE News 13 and KRQE.com for continuing coverage.